Welcome to a new episode of Flower Circus Talks. Today we have a special edition. We're going to talk with Anton Klunder, the Managing Director of Adomex. He's going to tell us all about the company Adomex, how they work, what they do, and also his expectations about the market after COVID-19. So if you have any questions for Anton or for me, please ask them in the comments and we can react on it. So let's welcome Anton. Anton, welcome.
Thank you. Hi, John.
Thank you for joining Flower Circus Talks. First of all, how are you?
I'm doing fine, healthy and okay. Challenging times, but luckily not health-wise, and business is there's some concerns, but going okay.
Yeah, okay, that's good to hear. For the people who don't know Adomex, can you tell us a bit more about Adomex?
Yes, sure. I'd like to. Adomex is a major importer of foliage, of cut greens. Adomex is a company with the age of 43 already, so we have been in business for many years. We buy product, we purchase product all over the world, and we bring it to Holland. And there, so we're an importer. We sell product to exporters, wholesale companies, bouquet makers. And from as with cut flowers, it's sold in Holland, but also in all the countries of Europe.
Yeah, the nice thing about all the greens and the foliage is that you're buying it from all over the world, actually.
Yeah, a lot of product is from Central America, but also the United States. From out of Europe, we buy product in Spain, in Italy. Mosses from Denmark. So you're right. A lot of countries in the world, where the product is produced or harvested, we buy it from and we bring it to Europe.
Yeah, because there's a big difference, right? In foliage, in the greens, some are grown at a farm and some are from nature.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very special. When it arrives in Holland, it's packed in boxes. It's used by the bouquet makers and by the florists by the stem in the bouquets. Yeah. But when you look at where it's from, then you can see that a lot of product, actually half of it, grows in the wild. So it's harvested from the wild, and even the most important products that we import are from forests, treated the same way as from farms. So the cultivated products, Central America, Italy, are grown by growers, but they end up in the same bouquets. That is right.
Yeah. Okay. So for example, if you talk about the bigger products, I think Salal is one of the bigger products.
Yeah. Salal is actually a very special product. It's from Washington State. That is the northwest part of the United States, close to Seattle. And it's a product that can be found in the forest, in the woods. It grows under the trees, and the special thing is actually it only grows over there. So the forest is owned by timber companies, and they sell permits and leases. So it's not for free. Sometimes people think it's for free, but they sell leases, and then the shippers and the teams of pickers are allowed to go into the forest and cut the salal leaves. That's right.
But I can see it's quite a labor-intensive work to harvest salal.
Yeah. And in the beginning of the season, it starts slowly. I'll explain later on in season, but it starts close to the roads. But when it goes to the end of the season, then they have to go quite far into the forest in order to pick the last leaves for the market in the United States and for the European market.
Okay, you're talking about seasons for salal.
Yeah.
You can't harvest it year round.
The special thing is that it starts growing in end of June, July. Then we bring in the product. They start cutting the product and we bring it in by plane. Then when it becomes a little bit colder, then you can bring it by container, but the container travels by train to Montreal and then to Europe. And after the winter, it's that hard that it stays that well that we can transport it all the way through Panama Canal, all water containers.
Yeah.
And because it's that tough, that we can store it, we can stock it. So we buy additional volumes in springtime, and then we can bridge the period from April to July.
Yeah.
To provide the product to the market, and then we start again with a new crop in July.
Okay, so although it's a seasonal product, you can deliver it year round.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but it's challenging because we buy a lot more in the weeks in the months of February till April, May.
Yeah.
But still we have to sell it. We have
Yeah.
it available for the customers, but they still have to sell it. So we make estimates and assessments, and then we decide how much more we're going to stock for the market.
Okay, so that makes it extra difficult in these uncertain times to buy greens. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of lead time from harvesting to get it into your warehouse.
Yeah, right. But that is special from our business, because most of the product that we source, that we purchase, is brought to Europe in refill containers.
Yeah.
So it travels. It's not when you buy this, you get it by plane the day after tomorrow. So we have good statistics, and we see what the market is doing, and we have ambition. So we decide how much product we are going to buy, for example, for Valentine's Day or for International Women's Day. Yeah. Because there is 4 weeks in between. We order, they produce, and then it's sailing for 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it's available for the market. Yeah, right.
Okay, so it takes quite a big time. Makes it difficult, like I said, in this period as well, because you hear a lot of export companies and wholesalers complain about that people give their orders the last moment possible, or even later.
Yeah.
So if you have a lead time of 4 weeks, it makes it even more difficult.
Right. Yeah. But we are now in business for a long time, and we have a lot of customers all over Holland and over Europe. So we know the numbers, and we're quite experienced. But true, it's a risk. When you buy too little, you don't have product available, and when you buy too much, then you have to, in the end, you have to throw it away, because it lasts. It's good product, but you have to check quality, you monitor quality, and you cannot sell product that is not good enough anymore to customers.
Yeah, and shipping it by plane is probably not an option as well. I mean, there's almost no planes available at the moment, and the cost price will go up enormously. I can.
Yeah, right. But not all the leaves are that hard. So there is products, especially from Mexico, for example, that we fly all year.
Yeah.
It has to be in Holland quite fast.
Yeah.
And this is of course a special year. And the coronavirus, that was very challenging for us, because as you already mentioned, we buy in advance. So we had sailing all the product that we ordered for Easter and for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And then there was the lockdown. So
yeah, that was let's say a stressful period, I can imagine.
Yeah, and a lot of work to do, because some flower companies closed down mid of March because they didn't have sales, so they didn't buy products. But we had all the product come in, so we had a lot of work to do, unloading all the containers, check quality, and now still trying to sell the product that is good enough to sell.
Yeah. Okay. Another big product, I think, is Rubellini.
That is also from Central America. That is grown. That is the cultivated product, grown in Costa Rica mainly. Product very, very loved by bouquet makers as well. So you see a lot of product in. It's not in the cultivated products. You see two different types of growing. One is under saran, under tissue because it has to be protected from the sun. But the
Yeah.
rubellini leaves, the Phoenix rubellini leaves, it is outdoor. So here you can see on the picture a field of Phoenix rubellini leaves. In ancient days, so many years ago, they were grown both for pot plants
Yeah.
and for leaves. But then we had Xylella fastidiosa, so Phoenix rubellini pot plants are not allowed to be imported in Holland anymore.
Okay.
But we still get in the leaves. Yeah.
The leaves is no problem to import them.
No.
That's also with my designers, the Flower Circus, a great product to work with. They always grab it because it gives, I think, all the arrangement an exclusive look, and you quickly get a lot of volume as well in the bouquets.
Yeah.
You don't like this arrangement. You don't need to put it under the flowers. It gives it such an exotic look. So show it as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's another product from South America. I think leather fern is also a product from South America, right?
Yeah, actually, in the foliage business, one leather leaf used to be one of the biggest ones. Originally from Florida, United States, then from Costa Rica, and now a lot of product is coming in from Guatemala.
Yeah.
It's still number 2, so it's still a very important product, especially in Italy, Spain, those type of countries. We sell it a lot and they buy it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's an important product. It's a little bit undervaluated. Some people say it's not into fashion anymore. Some people doubt the quality.
Yeah.
The quality we check. Face life is very important, and so we hope that it will be in fashion again, because it's an important leaf, and you can build nice bouquets with it.
Yeah, and like in fashion, we see things coming back. So probably the leather fern will come back as well.
We hope so.
Yeah, and this is grown under shading, right?
Yeah, because when the sun in Central America, leather leaves you can find in Guatemala, Costa Rica, Mexico, a little Florida still, but for the US market they build different bunches. All our product comes in as bunches.
Yeah.
And some product we see is grown in Spain and Portugal as well.
Yeah.
And in those type of countries it's very hot, and so this is protection for the sun.
Yeah. Leather fern you can buy normally in boxes and also vacuumed. Can you tell us what the difference is between those two?
Yeah, most product we get in sleeved, with a sleeve around the bunch. In order to protect it a little bit more, it's vacuumed. So in the packing sheds in Guatemala, they put it in a sleeve, and then they tear out the air in order to make it longer lasting. And especially Italian customers and Spanish customers prefer to have it in vacuum pack. Leather leaf is a very important product for All Saints. Because it's related to the people who died at funerals. So that is so especially leather leaf in October for November 1st is an important product. Yeah.
But also
as you can see on the picture that you show now, you can also build quite fashionable bouquets, small bouquets with it.
It's just, as a florist, you should work with your imagination and try something different. I mean, we can always put it under the bouquet to protect the flowers, but try to be different, try to work with it. I mean, now is the time also to experiment a bit. We're going to a new normal, everybody says, so let's create a new normal as well, also with the leather fern.
That is what Adomex did last year, and you can present all the leaves that you have, that you sell, and we sell, I don't know, 100 to 150 different leaves, and you can rank them by name. But what we did last year is that we grouped them by application. So we said sometimes product is made where you use the leaves to build bouquets, and the leaves are at the around the bouquet.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's used to make the bouquet bigger, so you can call that fillers.
Yeah.
And what you just mentioned before is the leather leaf and the rubellini are normally used around the bouquet, but you can put them into the bouquet as well, and then they grow the size of the bouquet.
Yeah, it's really nice. You can do. Yeah, I'm a big fan of different kind of greens. Just it's an easy way to make the bouquet look much bigger. That's for sure. Protecting the flowers, give it a totally different look. I mean, one type of green or another, it makes a totally different look and feel to the bouquet.
Right. And as a green importer, you might understand that we think that greens bouquets with only green leaves and perhaps one or two flowers, we love those as well. But that is because we are the importer of greens, of course.
Yeah, no, especially for you, I will show this one then. It's made with only greens, actually.
This was not a setup. This is just what you.
No, this is what we did with Flower Circus a few months ago. Also to show the people what you can do with, or only greens. It sounds a bit, or it doesn't sound as good, but with greens you can make the most nice arrangements as well. I mean, then you're not working on colors, but you're working on structures, and all the structures I think you can buy. I mean, you told how many types of greens? 120, 150?
Something, and in different sizes as well. So we have a lot of product available. We did not talk yet about mosses, for example, and the Christmas greens. That is in the second part of the year. Mosses all year round, but in the second part of the year, we have we import Christmas greens from Denmark. We have rings made of reeds made of Nobilis and Nordman, and we sell them in November, October, November, December. Very important as well.
Yeah, especially in Germany with the Green Week or Groene Woche.
Yeah,
I think that's a very important period.
Yeah.
One of the greens, or the important green that you get from Southern Europe, how's that? The pistas.
That's the pistacia. Yeah, that is a very. It's also a non-cultivated product, a product that can be found in nature. That is harvested by teams of pickers as well. We rank it in the group of fillers, and that is how the bouquet makers use it. Because when you apply one or two stems of pistacia in the bunch, it makes a bigger bouquet.
Yeah.
And because it's not too expensive is why especially bouquet makers love the pistacia from Southern Europe. It comes from Spain, but also from Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, a little of out of Italy and Bulgaria. But what you see now, because of the special situation in the market, is there is no pistacia.
Yeah.
So the bouquet makers are looking for other types of leaves to use in their bouquets. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it difficult. I mean, there's a total lockdown in most of the southern European countries. So I think there's no pistachia available, or just a little bit.
Hardly any. We will get in some, I think, this week or next week. So, but there is not much, and there is demand for it. But as long as it's not available in big quantities, we or they have to find other alternatives to use.
Yeah. And what's the mostly used alternative now for pistacia?
We see a lot of companies buy salal instead of the pistacia. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's also a good filler in the bouquet. So
All right. Yeah.
I think another big product, beargrass.
Beargrass is similar to salal, so it's also from the United States, also from Washington State, Seattle area, and it's a little bit like salal. The special thing with beargrass is that it has to be cleaned. Here you can see one of the guys. This one is Abdul, for the guys who want to know. But this is Abdul showing beargrass. they cut it, then they bring it in, and then it has to be cleaned. And mostly that is done in a traditional way, with a big a pile of a tree, a branch of a tree, and then they hit the bear grass in order to make it clean, and then it's washed. So there is a lot of work to be done at bear grass before it's ready to ship to Europe.
Yeah. I think some people sometimes just forget that. You pick it from the forest and that's it. So there's no work or hardly any work. But we've seen the picture of the guy carrying the salal here to pick the bear grass. Last week we also spoke with somebody from Australia who showed us how the steel grass was harvested and what they all need to do just to get it in and in the right quality. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's right. And sometimes you forget that is the part of our business. Part of the business is, especially when the bouquets are made for supermarkets, it's you have to calculate well. What's the price of the stem, and then in the end there is some left for greens, but it has to be affordable or cheap. But there has been done a lot of work in order to get the product here in a good quality. So
that's the same, I think, with the Aralia leaves. They always, I think they always clean them when they grade them, right, or not?
Yeah. Aralia is coming originally from Italy, now again from Italy. No, not originally, but it's now, but it's from Italy as well. But big quantities are from Guatemala and Costa Rica.
Okay. So Guatemala is for the greens quite an important country, as I hear from you. Like with flowers, it's more Colombia, Ecuador.
Right.
Okay. So
there is not many green leaves coming from Africa. A little, Monstera, for example, that is product, Anthurium, those types of leaves from Africa. Sometimes people say you get in product from South Africa, but South America, but actually it's not that much. It's mostly Central America that we get in product. Gypsophilia from Ecuador is product that we trade as well.
Okay.
It's mainly Central America, United States, right?
Yeah. Because you, like you already mentioned, you're doing a Gypsophila, but I think you have some more products as well. You already talked about Christmas reds, but also I think what I saw, I don't know, a couple of months ago, the roses, the waxed roses, right?
Waxed roses, that is what we, as a company, try to do. We try to expand our portfolio of products. For us, it's very important that it fits with our customers, because selling foliage means that people buy flowers, then they call us and ask for the product that they need, and they want it today. So when we add products to our portfolio, sometimes we have to say, we can supply you, but it will be tomorrow or early next week. So that is what we have to take care of. But waxed flowers is one of the products that is well. So, but when it fits with our customers and we can include it in our process of sales and logistics, then we always open to and looking for opportunities to grow.
I mean, like the florists are also always looking for new things, new types of greens, new types of flowers. So that's also a constant process.
Right. That is what we do. We do marketing, we do social media, and we have programs that are called Green Inspiration, and that is where we try to show, perhaps not immediately our buyer, the buyer from our customer, but florists and consumers, to show what you can do with different types of leaves, in order to inspire them. And you're right. Also, bouquet makers are always open to see other types of leaves that they can use in the bouquets. Most important nowadays are Rubellini, Salal, Pistacia, Aralia, and Letterleaf. But there are many more. As you know.
Yeah, for sure. What I like, you've got a newsletter. I think it's almost a weekly newsletter, but every time there's one product in a month, and every time they tell something new, they give you inspiration. They tell something, the story of the product,
Right.
which makes it really interesting, or at least I really like it, and I should tell everybody just get the newsletter as well, so you get informed about the different products.
Right.
Next to that, you also work with several designers who make sometimes really beautiful arrangements. This is, of course, not to make in a flower shop maybe, but it gives a bit of a feeling what you can do with the green.
Yeah. We work together with Sarah Dicker for many years now.
Yeah.
And she assists us, supports us with these types of designs.
Yeah.
And, but in our world, it has to be a mix of, this is fashion, this is how you get, this is more trend and fashion and concept. But it's very important as well to come up with designs and that are close to sales, because in the end it's important to sell the product. And when it's too special, too extraordinary, then you will never convince bouquet makers or florists to produce it, because it's either too expensive or it's too time consuming, or so in the mix, inspiring and selling, that there we have to find a balance.
I think it was 3 years ago you also joined FSE for a sustainable, more sustainable supply of greens.
Yeah, that's very important. The business, the sector is working together to see how we can get in product that is produced in the right way.
Yeah.
Both when it comes to chemicals and when it comes to labor, to social. Yeah. And that is actually, it's a challenge. It's important, especially retail is requiring it.
Yeah.
FSI tries to come up, has developed a basket of certifications that are okay, so that helps. Still, there is a gap in what supermarkets require and the proposed basket of certifications. So that is what we have to solve. Yeah. And in our business, one of the most important things that has to be solved, that still has to be solved, is that the main certification that is required in the market is GAP, Good Agricultural Practice.
Yeah.
But we already discussed that a lot of product that we get in is not produced.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's from the forest. So there are no concerns or worries about chemicals, but you cannot apply GAP. So we're building projects now to see how we can solve that.
Yeah, because that's a part that's a little bit in between of everything.
Right.
But yeah, that's when you start up a certificate or a project like that. You just take the big part, and then slowly you build it bigger.
But to harvest it from the wild is still a challenge. And what I think, to be honest, is that the challenge will be as well that it's expensive to have all the producers in Africa or in Central America to comply with all the requirements.
Yeah.
When there is not, financially spoken, not many room to compensate them for that. And then there was Corona.
Yeah.
So it will be challenging, but we're working hard on it to see if we can improve the percentage of okay products that we get in.
Yeah. And I think in the end, if you're harvesting in a forest, somebody told me a couple of days ago, you cannot harvest too much because it will harm nature, but it will harm yourself as well in the end because it's not growing back anymore.
That is right. And I already shared that the big timber companies in the United States, they sell leases.
Yeah.
And what they require from the teams that go in, or no, actually the companies that buy the leases, is that they take care of the forest.
Yeah.
So not overcutting, not throwing away trash in the forest, to close the fences. That is very important. And so there is both the timber company and the salal shippers have to take well care of the forest. That is important.
Okay. Yeah. you already got into the trend of the sustainability before Corona. How will you see it after Corona? Will that trend go on, or will you see a new trend coming up as well?
With respect to sustainability, you mean, or in general?
Yeah, no, sustainability. How will that develop?
No, that will be challenging because there is some of our growers in Central America are not that big and not that financially strong. So when we try to convince them to see if they can get certified, knowing that they will not get an extra 10 or 15 or 20 cents for the bunch that they sell, because that is not possible in the European market, then we still have to try to convince them, and perhaps that we have to support them to pay part of it, or so that will be the discussion and that has always been a discussion, but we were making progress, but it will not be easier after Corona, because everyone is waiting to get new orders again and to start up again, and then to recover from what happened in what is happening now.
Yeah, and in general, can you see already some changes in the market, or are you suspecting some changes in terms of buying and selling?
Yeah, what we and I think that most companies in Holland see is that the market in Holland is okay, Scandinavia is okay.
Yeah.
Countries in the south are not okay yet, not open okay yet. So the fall, the decrease in sales is not that big as we all expected. But we are all waiting for export to start again.
Yeah.
And then we have to see. And in Holland, we see a lot of online sales. Retail was doing well, so that is okay. Online sales might go on, so people have experienced that it's great to buy flowers through the online web shops and have them delivered. Perhaps when you're allowed to visit your grandma again, that you will take the flowers yourself, but perhaps they will continue buying in online sales.
Yeah.
Perhaps the supermarkets will gain some market share relative to the florists. And for the rest, we're waiting because countries are still closed. So they open up this week, next week a little, but France, Italy, Spain are mainly still not available yet.
Yeah, I just heard or read somewhere that on the 11th of May, France is opening the flower shops again, or they can open the flower shops again.
Great news.
So, I think that's good news. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the biggest markets for the Dutch floral industry. So.
A lot, yeah, right. Yeah.
And in terms of sales from Adomex to the export companies, is that also going to change? Is there going to be more online, or what do you think? Or is it already a lot of online?
Both. We do online sales. We have what they call VMP coupling. We are connected to the computers of many exporters, so they can sell our product before they have bought it from us. Yeah. That is what we already have in place. So when you call that online sales as well, that is in place. So we already do that. Often we still see that the exporters prefer to call.
Yeah.
What do we have available? At what price? So that is still in our business. That is still going on. We think that it will increase, and it should increase because it makes the process of buying and selling more efficient.
Yeah.
And for a lot of export companies, their customers, they buy in the web shop. So they buy in the web shop of the exporting company, then it goes automatically to our sales departments, and we bring the product that our customers has sold in France, for example, or in Germany. We bring it to them on the auctions. We have sales branches in all the auctions.
Yeah.
So they pick the order and they bring it to the exporter. The export put it in the truck, and the truck goes to France.
Yeah, like you said, you've got on all the main auctions. You got your own facilities.
Yeah.
Just outside of the Floor Holland Aalsmeer, you've got the head facilities, right?
Yeah, that's headquarters and central warehousing. So the containers that arrive, most of the containers arrive at Uithoorn. We unload them, we check quality, we store them, or we bring them directly to one of the 3 or 4 auctions.
Yeah.
Because the product is needed to sell to customers. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's quite an impressive storage. I can stay in Uithoorn. It's unbelievable. I've got one. I think I've got one picture. Because it's not 1 or 2 levels. How many levels is it? 5 or 6, if I remember correctly.
It's 14 meters high. Yeah.
14 meters high.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're
so
really.
The boxes are unloaded from the container and put on a pallet. And the pallet is when one of the auctions says I need the product, then it goes directly to the audit. And otherwise it's stored here.
Yeah.
And when they need the product early next week or tomorrow, then they say I want my product, and then the truck gets the pallet and we bring it to the auctions.
Yeah, and at the headquarters you also got different regimes in terms of temperature, because every type of green stores the best at a certain temperature, right?
Yeah, I think that what you saw there, that is the main cooler, and that is at 4 degrees, but that is okay for all product.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's not like with flowers that you have something that should be really warm, and some. Okay,
No.
That's good to know also for the florists. And actually, something I tell a lot of florists during our shows as well. Sometimes they forget to present the greens in their shop. They show all the flowers they've got, so people can pick the different kind of flowers.
Yeah.
Show your greens as well. The bouquet I just showed with the girl holding it was just a bouquet of greens. If you put it in your store, it looks really nice. And when something looks nice, people would sell it or would buy it because it looks nice. So then you can say, you want some greens in your bouquet? We've got this, this, and this. So that's help selling as well.
Again, I would say great advice, but I'm in this business, of course. So.
Yeah, but if a florist can make more money out of it, why shouldn't they do it? It's the same with putting the bouquet in a nice vase as well. So hopefully you can sell it with a vase.
Agree.
It's just the small tricks.
It's the way of selling it.
Yeah. I think that's an important thing, and then you do a good job with that, with inspiring the people with the newsletters, informing the people with the newsletters, and also you made a magazine. The last exhibition in Holland, if I'm correct.
Yeah, the last year, so not actually the year before, we introduced the new poster with all the products grouped in different way.
Yeah.
And in that time, there was also at the Aalsmeer Trade Fair, we had a magazine where it was presented in the same way. And last year, Trade Fair, we made, Sarah Dicker was one of them as well, was supporting us with that. And that was more a magazine, and that was focusing on what are good combinations of flowers and greens and flower. So there we have tried to present different bouquets, and Sarah was giving advice, actually as you did just before, to florists. See what you can do with these types of leaves.
Yeah.
In a bouquet or in an arrangement. Yeah.
Also, here I can show the poster just to give you an idea how it looks. But you can also see all the different types of green, and above the icons. That's what we talked about.
Yeah.
If it is a filler, a moss, or things like that.
Right.
So it's quite a nice poster. We always use it as well during our shows. So maybe if people are interested in it, send an email or send Adomex an email, and we can send it to you via your supplier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Anton, do you have something to add to all my questions and what you already thought?
I'm grateful, thankful for the opportunity to present Adomex in these special times. We all hope that the markets will open up soon, and that we will all recover. I think that for us, we will get through this. I hope the others will all be able to do so as well.
Yeah.
And that we can build again on a good position of flowers and plants all over Europe, because that is it's an important business for not only for ourselves but also for customers in all the countries in Europe. And it's very nice to have a nice bouquet of flowers, a mixed bouquet of flowers at home.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Anton, for telling about Adomex, the products, and the story behind the products. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully the people at home enjoyed it as well. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
And for everybody, thank you for watching. Tomorrow we have Caroline Marshall Foster. She's going to tell about her vision on the flower industry. So I hope to see you tomorrow at the same time and the same place. Thank you for watching.
Okay. Thank you. Bye, John.